Don't miss out on collecting Cresselia EX from the Solo Battles event. The Cresselia event runs from 3rd of February to 17th of February, so we'll have 2 weeks to get all the rewards and promo cards. In this video, I'll explain everything about the Cresselia EX event and share some super helpful tips that are guaranteed to maximize your promo packs without wasting any event stamina. These are the promo cards you can get by completing the event Solo Battles: Cresselia EX, Electivire, Turtwig, Misdreavus and Skarmory. Cresselia EX is a brand new card since we only have the non-EX version available from Palkia packs. The other cards are all alternative art versions for their Space-Time Smackdown counterpart, with only promo Misdreavus having a different ability. Cresselia EX's ability is basically the opposite of Darkrai EX's ability. It has 140 HP, costs 2 energy to retreat, and deals 80 damage for 3 energy. Her ability, Lunar Plumage, can be activated from the active spot or from the bench, just like Darkrai EX. Whenever you attach a psychic energy from your energy zone to Cresselia EX, she gets healed for 20 HP. I can see Cresselia working well in Mewtwo in combination with Gardevoir, since you'll be able to heal her using Gardevoir's ability as well. The promo Misdreavus is very mischievous indeed. It has the same HP and retreat cost of its Space-Time counterpart, but instead of Mumble, it uses Confuse Ray. Confuse Ray costs 1 psychic energy and makes your opponent's active Pokemon confused. The promo Misdreavus reminds me of the promo Jigglypuff, which puts your opponent's active Pokemon to sleep. Confusion is a brand new special condition in Pokémon TCG Pocket, and it works a little differently to the paper TCG. When a Pokémon is confused and wants to use its attack, you have to flip a coin, and if you get tails, the attack fails and your turn ends. So confusion can be super tilting for the opponent. Unlike with paralysis or sleep, when Pokemon is confused, it can still retreat, and confusion can also stack with poison and burn, but not with paralysis or sleep. I would say confusion as a special effect is not as tilting as paralysis or sleep, since the opponent can always retreat the affected Pokemon and attack with a different one. Misdreavus only evolves into Mismagius EX so far. For some reason we didn't get a non-EX version. Maybe we'll get one in the miniset, which is rumored to come out on 28th of February by the way. The Pro Misdreavus can be better than the basic one, simply because it can stop a lot of the new and older ramping Pokemon. Dealing 20 damage to a Moltres or Dialga EX is only going to tickle them, but confusing them and stopping them from using their attacks can be incredibly powerful. Manaphy is also quite popular at the moment, helping players ramp out their Palkia, so I can see the promo Misdreavus being a very nice meta buster card. So what do you actually need to do to get these promo cards? This is a solo event, so you don't even have to face real people, only the AI. By beating the event Solo Battles, you can get a promo pack that will contain one of the cards we just talked about, but the chances of getting a promo pack will depend on the difficulty of the solo battle. There are 4 difficulties: beginner, intermediate, advanced, and expert. Just like with the previous solo battle events, you need to beat the event on every difficulty at least once before the next one unlocks. Whenever you beat a difficulty for the first time, you get first time rewards like pack hourglasses, shop tickets, shine dust, and experience points. The chances of obtaining a promo pack on the beginner difficulty is 51%, on the intermediate difficulty 64%, on the advanced difficulty 80%, and on the expert difficulty you're guaranteed to get a promo pack every time you win. On every difficulty there are also side missions you'll be able to complete for extra rewards. For example, on the beginner difficulty there are 2 side missions. First one, knock out your opponent's active Pokemon 1 time with an attack from a darkness type Pokemon, which rewards 3 event hourglasses. And another side mission is put 3 basic Pokemon into play, also for 3 event hourglasses. There are similar missions for every difficulty, and starting from advanced difficulty, instead of the event hourglasses, you will receive Wonder Pick hourglasses. To participate in each battle, you will need event stamina. 1 event stamina per battle, but it's only consumed if you win the battle. You'll start off with your event stamina fully charged up, so you have 5 event stamina. Event stamina recovers at the rate of 1 every 12 hours, so it's a rather slow recovery. But if you complete the side missions from the beginner and intermediate difficulties we mentioned earlier, you'll be able to recover event stamina using event hourglasses. The exchange is 1 for 1, which is quite reasonable. This is where you can make the most of your event stamina. I already talked about this tip in my Venusaur event guide, but for those of you who are new, listen closely. We only really want to grind solo battles at the highest difficulty, since it's the only one that guarantees a promo pack. pack. To avoid wasting your event stamina on lower difficulties, we should try to attempt all side missions on beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels before securing a win. Since event stamina is only consumed when a battle is won, so you can just complete your side missions first, concede, and then try to get a win to not waste any event stamina. For example, on the intermediate difficulty, you have to win the battle by turn 14 for 3 event hourglasses. What if we win the first battle on that level on turn 17, depleting 1 event stamina but without completing the side mission? We would have to use up another stamina to try and win the game by turn 14, using up another event stamina we could have used on expert level for a 100% chance of a promo pack. So try to complete all the missions before you win your match on the first 3 difficulty levels first. Concede if you have to, since you don't lose an event stamina for losing. Now let's review the deck list I suggest for completing each difficulty. You need different decks for each level due to the specific side quests. For the beginner difficulty, our AI opponent will be playing a very basic psychic deck that doesn't have a lot of synergy. It's basically a bunch of basic Pokemon. Think of it as beating up a bunch of toddlers at daycare. You can beat this deck with pretty much any dark type Pokemon deck, probably with your eyes closed. I'll still recommend the deck for it, but you don't really need my help here. It'll be very difficult to lose this match. Just make sure you have more than 3 basic Pokemon in the deck, since one of the side missions requires you to put 3 basic Pokemon into play. For my recommended deck, I just have the standard Arbok Weezing deck with a Zubat and Golbat added to help us complete the side quest. For the intermediate difficulty, we can use a similar deck to the one we use for beginner, but if we want to finish the missions and get the win in one game, we need to add a Pokemon that can put your opponent's Pokemon to sleep. The easiest way would of course be using the promo Jigglypuff. It's a basic Pokemon and it's guaranteed to put your opponent's active Pokemon to sleep with only 1 colorless energy. If you don't have the promo Jigglypuff, you can use Vileplume, Frostmoth, Shiinotic, Darkrai, or basic Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff EX. Only Darkrai is a dark Pokemon though, so if you have him, it might be better to use him, since then we don't have to faff around with dual energy type decks. You can also use Flabébé, who similarly to the promo Jigglypuff, also puts your opponent's Pokemon to sleep for 1 energy. But again, it requires psychic energy, so it can be a little bit awkward in their dark type deck. You can always use a different deck to do the mission, put your opponent's active Pokemon to sleep, then concede and beat the stage with the darkness deck. It's up to you. I like to save time, so I want to beat the stage in 1 try. The advanced level can be a little bit tricky since one of the missions requires winning at least 5 battles, meaning we must spend a minimum of 5 event stamina to earn the 4 Wonder Hourglasses. I probably wouldn't bother, to be honest. I don't care about those 4 Wonder Hourglasses. They don't really do much for me. I don't do that much wonder picking. At this level, our opponent's deck is looking a lot scarier. Cresselia EX is finally making an appearance, and so is Giratina. I think the trusty old Arbok Weezing deck will work really well here, but we can also play Weezing and Muck instead. I personally think Arbok is better because Arbok's ability Corner will help us a lot, especially with Giratina's free retreat ability. I'm sure you guys already know what Corner does, but I will explain for newer players. When Arbok's ability Corner is used during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat, so you'll be trapped there for you to finish off. And anyone who's played against AI knows how much they love to shuffle Pokemon around the board. An annoying side quest at this level is winning the battle using a deck with only 3 diamond rarity cards or lower. So no EX cards, no star rarity cards, and also no promo cards either. So make sure you replace fancy cards from your deck with their basic versions. It should have been easy sailings until now, but wait. The expert level AI uses a Cresselia EX and Misdreavus EX deck, which can be very tilting if RNG is not in our favor. I'm getting flashbacks to the Blastoise event when the AI rolled 6 heads with Misty and finished me off on turn 1. And with Gardevoir in the deck, Cresselia EX is going to be getting insane healing per turn, reminiscent of the Venusaur drop event. To be honest, I think the previous Arbok Weezing deck still works, but we might have to play something that can one-shot Cresselia EX and Misdreavus EX. We can either use a Weezing Muck deck. Muck can deal 120 damage, 140 with type advantage, so you can pretty much one-shot every Pokemon in your opponent's deck. It's also a relatively budget-friendly deck, which most players should be able to build. If you don't have Cyrus powers yet, swap him for Leaf or X-Speed, but I highly recommend opening him or buying him with pack points. If you want to be fancy and use the new cards from the Space Time Smackdown, this is the deck I would go with. Darkrai EX is incredibly fun to play with, and it will also be thematically accurate to use him against Cresselia EX, since they're the opposites of each other. This deck is incredibly fast to get online, and should make a snack out of the AI's Cresselia EX deck. Now that we've reached expert difficulty, I'd focus solely on this level to ensure we earn a promo pack with every win. Every promo card only contains one card, and the odds of getting them are different too. You have a 23.84% chance of opening Misdreavus, Turtwig or Skarmory, 15.82% chance of opening Electivire, and only 12.66% chance of opening Cresselia EX. If you still had some event hourglasses left from the last solo battle event, you should still be able to use them for this event. I'm super stingy with my event hourglasses, I almost never use them, so I should have a lot of them left over for this event. I wish you all good luck with your promo packs when you collect at least 2 copies of every promo card with minimal effort. If you found the video helpful, please feel free to leave a like and a comment, and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And I'll see you next time. Bye!